Hey, what's up, AD? I'm Travis Barker. We're in Calabasas, California. Welcome to my home. Okay, so this is my living room. The vibe of this room and my house really was just like zen. When I come home from long tours or long nights at the studio, just a place to rest my head. And this room is also filled with some of my favorite artists, two of which are Raymond Pettibone and Wes Lang. Raymond Pettibone created the Black Flag bars, along with many other cool punk rock graphics. I like to do a lot of phone calls in here, photo shoots, turn the fireplace on and chill. There's also like a painting over here that is my 5 favorite albums that changed my life that Courtney got me for Christmas last year. This used to have a wall with windows, and Waldo Fernandez decided to knock it down and just create doors that open and you could see straight to my pool in my backyard. So I bought this house about 16 years ago. When I bought it, the way it was designed wasn't my favorite, but my kids learned how to ride bikes in this house. They skateboarded through this long hallway that you'll see later. I think they even rode like 50s, like dirt bikes in the house at one point. So we really lived in it and we really got the most out of what I had bought. And then there was just a time where I was touring so much and I felt like it was the perfect opportunity to do this remodel. I had interviewed several designers, and the day I met Waldo, the minute I spoke to him on the phone, his energy was just the best energy I've experienced. I mean, he had such great ideas and this calming spirit about him and impeccable taste. I just decided to remodel my entire home instead of a couple rooms. And I left on tour and I literally gave him full control. It was the most amazing experience to come back a year later. He said, you need to stop coming by. You need to stop always checking on it because I want you to come a few days before you move in and just see it and be in awe. And that's what I did, and it was the best payoff. I was floored, like jaw to the ground. To have the ability to reimagine a home and do what he did was just, he does a phenomenal job. This is our formal dining room. With how much I work, how much Courtney works, and my kids with school and everything, we like to sit down on Sundays, just talk and put our phones away and eat delicious vegan food. I do like to entertain. We have like friends and guests over for dinner, but I also don't like too many people in my home because it is where I go to just get like peace of mind and relax, and I'm never here. So when I am here, I want to make it count. It was important that we had a big table that could fit our whole family and guests. I sit here every time. Like this is my seat. This is Courtney's seat. This is usually Penelope, Rain. This is Atiana. This is usually open for guests, whoever comes and eats with us. This is usually Mason, Landon, and Alabama. And it literally doesn't change. It's the same seating arrangement every time. Courtney got me these way before we were together. We would spoil each other and buy each other Christmas presents and birthday presents. They've stayed in this room. She still has like a candle I got her like years ago that's still in her closet and like bags. Like she'll be like, oh, do you remember you got this for me like 3 Christmases ago? And I'm like, whoa. All right, so this is my kitchen, and this is my fiance. What are you doing?
Drinking this matcha that you made me, your famous matcha.
I actually make the best matcha, way better than
The best.
any matcha place in LA, Alfred's, Cha-Cha Matcha. My matcha is actually the best.
It is. Why don't you show the little matcha station?
One of my favorite things is like this matcha station over here where I have everything. Cinnamon, I have nutmeg, I have cacao. You know, I can heat up tea really quick. And my kitchen used to look a lot different. There actually used to be a wall here that just had an archway where you could like walk through. These windows were not like this. It was more like a wall with selected windows. So now you just have like this amazing view. And I did that everywhere in my house. Like I love those windows. I love the lighting and I love that it's like kind of industrial. And I love this like wooden posts. I love that it just looks like old. And my aesthetic would be like minimal. I just like minimal. I don't like when people put a bunch of things everywhere. Everything looks like cabinets. Obviously in the fridge and the freezer are here. So I like very like clean space because it allows me to think and doesn't like crowd my vibe. This is the table we eat dinner at, like on normal nights or breakfast, or just like sit and have like tea, or when I used to drink coffee, it would be right here. When the kids like need to do schoolwork, sometimes it's here. This is where we eat on the not special days or the not special occasions. I fell in love with this house. I was living in Barker'S and I had a 3-story home. I had 3 children and it was just, we had elevators and it was just too much. So this is a 1-story house that's just like under 10,000 square feet. And it was just so convenient to have. And the indoor outdoor that you'll see later, outside the patios, I couldn't beat it. This is our TV room. We spend holidays here. Like we actually spent New Year's Eve here and it was so fun. We just played games, put together like a 1,500 piece puzzle, which took days to finish, but it was a lot of fun. We watched like the ball drop, watched my performance that was pre-filmed. It was pretty cool. From the moment I wake up and when I start making matcha or like coffee, I turn on that fireplace. One of my favorite things in the house. So this room used to have like vaulted ceilings and used to look way different. So they got rid of all of the recessed lighting and just flattened everything out in here. That made everything like clean lines, very like minimal and easy to like live in. And we like brought the ceilings up in every room as high as we could. I really love these chairs. That's like where I sit when I come in here. Once in a while, I'll take all the pillows off of this and just lay down. I've like written songs in this couch. I'm constantly walking around with my phone and have voice memo on, and my kids are recording and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like tapping like an idea or like a rhythm. This is our entertainment room. This ping pong table is all cement. When I fell in love with ping pong, I Googled ping pong tables and this came up and I have to have this. It's really heavy. A team of 8 people came in and installed it. There was a point during quarantine where we would just play every day and have the coolest ping pong tournaments. I play with my kids, I play with Court, play with guests when they come over. I also have like a lot of cool art in here. A lamp that I designed with Buster and Punch that has like a little skull on it. Also like some cool books, like a Pettibone book. I love all his art. Extra ping pong balls because we lose them all the time. I'm a big collector of BMX bikes. Most of my BMX bikes are at my studio because I have about 25 of them. But these 2 are Dior. Kendall, Courtney's sister, actually gave me this one. It was like sitting at her mom's house and I'm like, "Do you know what this is? This is so special and so cool. Like, I'll fix it." I had been searching for the gold one and my assistant got a call from Dior and they were like, "Is Trav still looking for the gold Dior bike?" LeBron never came and picked his up. So if you guys want it, it's yours today. So we grabbed it, we snatched it immediately. So this is our bar area. This is actually an incense holder. It's by Matt McCormick, who's a great artist and good friend of mine. These are champagne flutes. Someone gave it to us like after we got engaged. It says Travis and Courtney, October 17th, 2021. And then it says #forever. So that is the first day, October 17th, we ever like hooked up or hung out like as more than friends. And that's also the day I proposed to her. All right, so this is my home studio. During quarantine, I built this. I did all my recording remotely from here. Wrote like Bloody Valentine here, wrote most of Jaden's album here, played on everybody's album here from like an electronic drum kit. This Roland kit comes in so handy because like you can pick whatever drum sound you want. It can be as quiet or as loud as you want. My kids record here. There's a vocal booth. Like I would work till 4 or 5 in the morning and everyone would be asleep. My main instrument by far is the drums. But yeah, I have like an old like Juno here. I have like a Roland here. I have multiple guitars and bass. Like I can play everything enough just to be able to produce and like write music. You know, like my week this week was like NLE Choppa, and then it was like Gunna. It was Thug. It was Machine Gun Kelly. It was Avril Lavigne. It was Willow. So it changes. It just depends on the week, and I love it like that. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So this room is my movie theater. I like to watch UFC fights in here and movies, obviously. There's also dance parties, massive amounts of people in this room at times, depending on what we're watching. It also has like 100 speakers in this room, and I got it tuned professionally so it would sound like a movie theater, like when you go to the movie theater and you have all these things happening around you. If we're just having like a night and it's like a weekend and I don't have the kids, we usually like fall asleep in here. These couches are so comfortable. It's like a huge bed once you take all the pillows off. This is my bedroom. This is where I rest my head and sleep. When I want to entertain in this room, I have the ability to turn on my fireplace with this handy remote. It's apparently very upset with me right now, so let me try it again. So if I'm home, the fireplace is definitely on. I love having the fireplaces on and just feeling like I'm in a cabin somewhere. Some sentimental things to me in here. This amazing plate that Courtney painted for me at Color Me Mine. I also have like my mom's rosary in this little go yard. This photo that means a lot to me, that's like my children and I. A portrait that Penelope drew of me that I'm very proud of, that's framed. It's pretty cool. I also have a really cool photo from the day I proposed to Courtney. And those are like the roses and everything that I set up. With the bed, it's like an organic mattress. And yes, like mattresses can be toxic and have all sorts of bad things that everyone sleeps on and they don't know about it. But it has the ability to lift the head and as well as like lift like the foot of the bed. It also vibrates. Yeah, I wish you guys could feel this, but you can't. So it's vibrating right now. So this is one of my closets. I have a few, and this one is primarily t-shirts, a lot of vintage t-shirts, a lot of like fleece, like sweatshirts, sweatpants, a little bit of shoes in here, but most of my shoes are in my other closet. I love vintage t-shirts. It's kind of like the same passion I have for like skateboarding and BMX bikes, like my childhood. Cool Bauhaus, like vintage tee, Public Enemy, the Cramps. I definitely have a uniform, like t-shirt, slacks, and Doc Martens or Creepers or Converse make me happy. Okay, so this is the outdoor, indoor living area. This space in particular, I love feeding my dogs and just having one-on-one time with them. I have 4 Frenchies. If you ever see me like post a video or a picture with them, I'm usually sitting right here. At night, I love the fireplace on. There was once a time where I'm sitting here with my dogs and a tarantula ran across the ceiling and like scared the crap out of me. It was one of the scariest things, and I've never seen a tarantula move like that. I also like cooking like vegan hot dogs and burgers out here, and we usually eat right here on this table. Also, sometimes my kids will come out here and do schoolwork or homework if they want fresh air and they don't want to be sitting in the house. So this is my backyard and my swimming pool. So when I remodeled the house, I never touched the pool. And I remember when I moved in and I was like, oh, the pool looks like a hotel pool or something. Like the whole house kind of had that vibe. Bama, you learned how to swim in this pool. Yeah, will you show everyone what swimming is? So all my kids learned how to swim in this pool. We've spent like every summer in here since we moved into this house, and we have like the best memories here. I have ridden BMX bikes into that pool. I've ollied and skateboarded into that pool. We have put scaffolding over it when we've had parties in the backyard because we needed to fit a lot of people in here. When we used to have parties back here, there's a full stage and lighting. The same stage and lighting we tour with. The same sound system and PA that we would tour with. So it was massive. Babe, what's that movie that has the X in it where like the huge party? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Project X.
Project X, yeah. It was literally that. It was like out of control. I would have 20 security guards here. I would never do it again in my life. I like this life better. I think it's better. Okay, let's go check out the garage. This is a Buick Grand National GNX. It's really just in the best condition. It only has 600 miles on it. So they only made it in 1987. It's just one of the most sought after cars. Court got it for me for my birthday. The best birthday present ever. Usually I drive all my old cars, but this one I have to baby and only drive it during special occasions. Like it came with the factory sticker on the passenger side door. It came with all the plastic still on it. But I also feel like you only live once and you gotta drive them, you gotta enjoy them. This is a G-Wagon, it's called a 4x4 squared. They only made them for 2 years. I did nothing to it except like murder it out and make it all black. How it comes stock with this suspension, it's like one of the only vehicles that sits like this. So I'll hold on to this forever. It's one of my favorite vehicles. I've had it Escalade every year since they came out with the Escalade. It's like a must in my fleet. It's perfect for the kids. It's perfect if you just need to mob out and you have a bunch of people with you. But I love Cadillac. I have Cadillac tattooed down my rib cage. I'll never outgrow Cadillac. So this is my Rolls Royce, the Cullinan. This is like the first SUV Rolls Royce ever came out with. Nothing is gonna compete as far as comfort when it comes to the Rolls Royce. It feels like you've never left your living room. It came with the stars on the roof, and this one, it has like the feature where it has shooting stars, where like you'll see a shooting star every so many seconds. It's so comfortable. Like the times I've been driven in it, I just don't wanna get out. I'm not really into being driven around by anybody. I really love being in the space by myself and listening to like whatever music I've been working on. I like driving cars. I'm a car guy. I love cars. All right, AD, thanks for coming by. You're always welcome at my house, but I gotta go.